Panda Cat's one to play whatever Panda Cat feels like playing, alright? He's not really concerned with the meta.
Look at this from Sanford Soccer. It's an early taunt. In onto
Yikes.
Variety. Variety does not have his dash, and the Jade Dragons, they'll grab themselves first blood over onto the Gilgamesh in the solo lane. Hope the rest of this Camelot Kings team find their footing. Blue buff respawning. Sanford Soccer is here. Captain Twig is as well. It's going to be a 2v2 early damage over onto Variety, but it's a beautiful lockdown from Captain Twig. The whirlwinds fly on through from Fineokay here. PBM has joined the fray as well. Windfire Wheels locks Fineokay into the sky, but down comes the Gilgamesh. No deaths just yet. PBM not electing to tank up this tower any further, but Genetics has found the freeze. He's found the wall, but Fineokay will leap away.
Genetics still trying to move forward, seeing if maybe he can catch out Sanford Soccer, but no one else stepping up with him. That should spell the end of this engagement. If he goes too far forward, could have the eye or the Jade Dragons turn onto him. I think had Twig waited a little bit longer on the Windfire Wheels so that Variety could have got value out of his ultimate, they may have been able to find the kill, but instead removes the enemy from the playfield. Cthulhu just has to sit there and spin his wheels.
Blue buff confirmed by Genetics here, but how much will he pay for the securing of the blue buff on this side of the map? Sanford Soccer walks on in. This is a tanky Ymir already into this game, and Sanford Soccer will pick up the kill there. Starting to work his way back in. PDM has found the stun, and there's no mana on this Tia map, but Captain Twig Genetics lurking close by. It's a blink right back through from Twig here. Wall up and down from Genetics, and PBM will usher his mid laner away.
Twig immediately uses the Windfire Wheels to get himself out of there. Now Genetics too far forward, caught by the winds of Shamash.
And look at the collapse here from the Jade Dragons. Captain Twig left alone amongst four. And Hurrywin picks up his first kill of the game. Variety rotates on over from solo lane. He goes big here, looking for a little damage on the back end. PBM has to de-transform, but not much else here. Variety fruitless in his rotation to the mid lane.
No, zero value of that descent into madness. Instead, maybe dissuades a little bit of aggression, but sticking around is Genetics, takes a lot of his damage. Variety trying to finish off PBM. Can he do it?
PBM's still here? No, he can't. Hurrywind grabs another, and this Merlin's starting to heat up here in game number one. Fineokay rotates to mid lane, and he'll get some value there. 203 on the Gilgamesh. All this action happening in an area where Fineokay's been able to rotate in and find some value for his movements here. He's impacted 100% of the kills so far. Over this past weekend, Mifflin, since the restart, this pick has not only found some value, but plenty of pick ban priority. I'll let you gather your thoughts on that one, as there's a Windfire Wheels over onto Sanford Soccer and a transformation from PBM as well. Winds of Shamash will keep Twig right where he is, and Fineokay adds another assist.
Keep your eyes on Genetics, who has the flank. Big man Tings finds Sanford Soccer, but the fight continues.
Then Hurrywin has to flicker away here as Variety and Genetics pour the damage into the Merlin. Maybe Variety able to get some value out of this descent into madness, and he sure does. Big man Tings on 3, and Fineokay has to leap away. But the cavalry's here as Netroid makes his way from the left side of the map. It's all but a deicide here. Camelot Kings right back in it.
Beats forced out by Panda Cat, caught on his jump, lands down, and then goes back up. Has to use his ultimate to create some space, but not enough.
Oh, the Aegis here is going to be fruitless, and Netroid picks up his second kill of the game. That's about as easy as it gets for the Camelot Kings. You grab a Fury, you rotate to left, there's a Hunter still there, and now Sanford Soccer is caught out in the jungle. Variety descends.
You were close.
Into madness. Sanford Soccer attempting to escape, and the blink will get used to survive. Sanford Soccer alive on the map, but not alive in this fight. Genetics locked in place by Fineokay, and the Jade Dragons able to trade back at least one.
My man Variety choked the kill, and Sanford Soccer, thankful for it, is able to get on out of there. That is an ADC for support trade. Going to favor the Kings here, or rather the Jade Dragons going forward. Now the Camelot Kings have the tough task of disengaging.
The Camelot Kings positioning themselves around this FG. Panda Cat is going to be the first one in to find out. Remember, we talked about the steal potential that this Ho Yi might have. Hurrywin forced to use the beads, the flicker ray as well, but Captain Twig will connect with the Windfire Wheels. Down comes the Merlin, but the Aegis will save his life, but not for long. But it's junglers trading out kills with one another. Netroid's down. Hurrywin, same for him as well. Jade Dragons grouped up here in between the Camelot Kings.
That's such a smart play from the Dragons, realizing they have to match the dive, and now regroup. They're looking to step forward. Panda Cat forced to use the jump early, isolated, but it's just Genetics, and you don't win that 1v1.
Whoa! Panda Cat deletes Genetics here, and Fineokay continuing his chase. Captain Twig trying to escape from this fight will use the beats. Big Man Tings just found a kill on the backline as well. You got two separate engagements here. Camelot Kings winning one, Jade Dragons winning the other. Down goes Twig as well. Big Man Tings not giving up the chase, but PBM has something else in mind. It's a lonely Tiamat with Variety up against three of the Jade Dragons. They sure did, and the Camelot Kings looking for a win of their own here around this Fury. It's Oni Fury this time. Jade Dragons close by, and Camelot Kings will get the Fury. But is it for free? Fineokay wants that answer to be no, as he'll drop the Gilgamesh ultimate down, but the surrounding Variety is the best he can do.
Spreads.
Genetics and Netroid, duo lane for the Kings. They're gone here. Sanford Soccer being looked at by one of the minions of Big Man Tings' team at his Variety. Down low here, the Jade Dragons continue searching for yet another kill.
Nice stun, but not enough. Gets out of there with his increased mobility. Sanford Soccer rejoins the fight, but no CC to be had. Jade Dragons take out two members. The duo lane of Camelot Kings removed for the next 20 or so seconds, and that's a lot of time to work with. Sanford Soccer has to head back to base with the rest of the Jade Dragons relatively healthy. All they get, the Jade Dragons that is a couple of kills, and now it's the Kings looking at the Giant itself.
Well, the tug of war over the FG continues. It's the Camelot Kings on it now. Will the Jade Dragons have a chance to reply? They will not. The Fire Giant over to the Camelot Kings, but a wall from Genex keeps Fineokay right where he's at. Sanford Soccer escapes over onto the right-hand side. Variety melted down by Panda Cap, and there's a double stun on the backline as the damage has found the backline of the Jade Dragons, but none of it confirmed just yet. Big Man Tings finds the leap, but Sanford Soccer finds the killing spree. Finally, Big Man Tings cleans up one. That's good for the Rampage as the Tiamat finds some damage on the back end of this fight.
He's free casting in their
Whoa!
face, Dave. Big Man Tings can do whatever he wants. Double kill as he puts down Polar Bear Mike, and he's going to keep on jumping in. Panda Cat better stay on the retreat. Big Man Tings on the hunt. In the no play zone ultimate from PBM, able to just dissuade the Camelot Kings from stepping forward, as well as the CC core. Even Fineokay, once the game simplifies in a defensive state like this, should be able to find a high value ultimate. But already, Panda Cat using his, raining down the suns a little bit too early. Camelot Kings immediately just walk on out, takes maybe one tick of damage.
Captain Twig is alone here in the mid lane. He'll get drop kicked back against the wall, immediately turns around with the Windfire wheels. And look at the shielding that is assisting Captain Twig and keeping him in the rest of this fight. Another shield falls on him. That's thanks to the starter item upgrade there from Variety. Fineokay has to leave. No front line remaining, except for PBM, who has to leave as well. The mid lane Phoenix looking healthy. Left side does as well, but Variety, he de-transforms in the middle of the Jade Dragons here. A great wall from Genetics keeps him in the fight a little bit longer.
It does. I'm pretty sure that wall saves Variety's life. PBM was on the chase and looking for the stun, and the chase continues. Jade Dragons keep moving forward, but not much needed to be done. Camelot Kings immediately sent back to base. Fire.
Camelot Kings slightly healthier in that department. If Hurrywin gets caught out, he's got no beads. It's half HP as the Fire Giant has continued to be worked on. Polar Bear Mike pops the Frenzy here, and the Camelot Kings trying to disengage and allow that active time to wear off, and it looks like they've done so, but Sanford Soccer finds the leap in. PBM immediately follows up, but the Jade Dragons will not follow up in force.
The Kings just won't take a fight unless it's a fight they're starting. Every single time the Jade Dragons start to engage, the Kings just hold down their S keys, drags them out. It's that lack of CC from their side.
They found Tings on the right-hand side, a perfect target, and it's the first death of the game for Big Man Tings. Genetics immediately trades one back. Netroid, he's got to leave the rest of this fight. Panda Cat starting to work some damage in. Captain Twig alone, but he's found the Windfire wheels. Will Hurrywin go down? He sure will, and it's Captain Twig who puts him in the dirt. PBM leaps away as Variety in the descent into madness, trying to chase down Panda Cat. Genetics got a couple in this fight. The Camelot Kings making a 3-for-1. Over in the mid lane, both junglers meet eye to eye, as we're so often to seeing, but Sanford Soccer is not happy with that. Sanford Soccer wants the 1v1. Captain Twig does not. Windfire wheels are there. Sanford Soccer doesn't have his ultimate, neither does Panda Cat. So immediately an inherent ultimate advantage for the Camelot Kings.
Now the Camelot Kings just biding their time, waiting for this 1v1 and win. Twig steps back up, burns away the beads.
A 1v1 we thought, but Fineokay evens the odds now for the Jade Dragons. He jumps in, but he will not jump out as the wall from Genetics keeps Fineokay right where he's at. Variety goes big here. Sanford Soccer back to base. Netrioid sensing this right side Phoenix is low. Remember the Tiamat minions were working their way down the right-hand side. In this Phoenix, not long for this world. Just a last bit of damage will make its way in.
Okay.
Just a minute. Genetics won't have to auto-attack it this time as Netrioid has supplied the damage. We haven't seen really a successful full-on push from the Camelot Kings underneath one of these Phoenixes just yet. The Fire Giant will surely help. And that's why the Camelot Kings have started it up here, and they are doing it, and they are doing it quickly. Sub half HP now on the objective. Fineokay looking to engage with his ultimate here as Variety has worked his way back into that one. Captain Twig has got one in the Windfire wheels, and down they crash to earth, but no kill on the back end. All the sash is no good, and Polar Bear Mike is found. Captain Twig, save for Soccer, looking for more.
That is 100% off the back of phenomenal ult placement from Fineokay. Not often is a zoning ult just not a meme. Instead, he drops it to make sure that the Camelot Kings have no way to retreat out of that fight. Cuts it off entirely, and Captain Twig, with only one option, takes someone up to the air. Normally, when Najan's got someone in the Windfire wheels, you're feeling pretty good about it, but the rest of his team was not in range to defend him, and instead, it's Twig who dies on landing.
The 42-minute mark as the FG stands tall. Sanford Soccer could make the big play here if he finds Big Man Tings on the backside. He has found Big Man Tings, but Big Man Tings uses the beat. Sanford Soccer has to leave, though. The Camelot Kings have found enough peel to get Sanford Soccer dead. Variety finds the opening kill here as the Camelot Kings will work their way into the Jade Dragons.
Sanford Soccer was only in range to take damage from enemy gods for, what, a second? And the Camelot Kings, with the best reaction time this side of the Mississippi, were able to shut him down so quickly. Now the Jade Dragons are on the back foot, missing one member for the next 40 seconds. And all the Camelot Kings have to do is continue the threat. Someone has to stop it!
Wait, they can just stop the back, the minions, or they're just gonna get it done. The Jade Dragons!
Oh my God.
They're trying to fight over it. That's game. It's game over. The Camelot Kings, they don't even need to fight. The minions are gonna get it done. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they got fire. Great. 43 minutes exactly. The Camelot Kings are able to get the win here over the Jade Dragons. That pedal pressed on down. Big Man Ting's 20 seconds away from his beads. And half HP as well. Will have the flicker. So a chance to survive under a little bit of pressure, but Captain Twig now taunting in Sanford Soccer and Hurrywind with the taiko drums providing a lot of damage. Look at what Sanford Soccer's doing, melting through the health bars. Hurrywind has got his first kill of the game, but it's a double for the Raijin and a change for only one now for the Camelot Kings. PBM doing his best to body block as Netrioid rotates over. He'll use the ultimate, and Chaos reigns supreme in the mid lane. It's a 2-for-2 that Sanford Soccer has put out. And now the Raijin pickup starts to look a little bit more scary here, but why would I get a chance to talk about that when Sanford Soccer is on the map and Hurrywind is in there, Thunder crashing forward as well, Netrioid slowed, and Raiju certainly doing some work here, but everyone from the Jade Dragons except for Fino collapses on in, and another couple kills fall for them.
Man, the Jade Dragons woke up here in game 2, and Genetics, just looking at them, yeah, you're dead, bud. Shouldn't have been staring down the eyes of the dragon. They chomp down and pick up another one. 7 kills, 5 minutes, 9 kills in the game, and Fineokay does not want to be left out. Looking at Variety on the other side, but a tier 2 tower at the 5-minute mark might be enough to dissuade from Fino from walking forward.
Well, I imagine this is the type of game where it's difficult for Captain Twig to know exactly where to go, where he feels like if Sanford Soccer shows up at any point in the jungle, it's going to be a duel that he does not want to take. The 9 Turns Blessing have delayed out a couple fights, but when this continually happens, when you show your face anywhere and immediately the Jade Dragons show up with everyone but one of the side laners, I don't know what you're supposed to do. It's a beautiful taunt here from Captain Twig, but you're going to lose 2 in the meantime. Jade Dragons notch a couple more, and this one it's been a copy and paste play, but on the left side of the map or the right side of the map. Either Fineokay is there to help, or Panda Cat has been there to help. And then the 3v3 is there on either side. This is the big pivot here. Genetics finds Sanford Soccer, but that's not the surprise he was hoping to see around the corner. The Riptide buys some time, but the River's Rebuke will not provide enough. Netrioid dashes away, and that's just a good old-fashioned 2v2, but it gets worse. Maybe a kill on the Sanford Soccer as Captain Twig has found one who chops him down for 2. Did not see that one coming, and the Camelot King shows some signs of life. That was the case. PBM won't hit with the hammer here, just buying some space though, because the rest of the team back on the Gold Fury.
And they're burning it so quickly. It's just Genetics in range right now for the steal, but yeah, no shot. That's how it works out.
Whoa.
Might be able to find the kill to Sam though, and he does. Netrioid picks him up.
Well, that's a big pickup as well for the Camelot Kings. They lose the Gold Fury, but notch another kill onto Sanford Soccer. Now the highest threat on the Jade Dragons is off the map, but you could say the same maybe about the Camelot Kings as Fineokay dueling out with Captain Twig. The heal comes through, and it is an Ankh. Good eye there, Mifflin. Fineokay continuing the chase. You have to imagine just a bit of time into the wall goes Captain Twig. That broke me, just the way that worked. Panda Cat snags one on a Genetics here. The fighting has continued in the mid lane.
Now it's Genetics who falls. Twig and Big Man Tings might be
God.
following in the near future. Fineokay drop kicking his way across the map,
Oh, he's
but
out.
finds himself in the madness, descending. Variety looking to finish him up, and he does.
What is happening here? Fineokay trades out. Now Panda Cat grabs another kill. It's a red buff and flicker away from Big Man Tings. Almost too much to keep up with there on this map as Captain Twig has fallen a couple levels behind. I was praising him earlier on in this game. Had the Erlong Shen had been able to keep pace, but it was only a matter of time, right? At a 5-3 and 6, Sanford Soccer was going to pull a little bit too far ahead. It's a Rivers Rebuke, but is it enough? No, it's not. Killing spree for Panda Cat and Netrioid trying to even up the score a little bit, but instead he might tilt it further over towards the Jade Dragons. Hurrywind on a killing spree. Twig likely makes 3, and the Thunder Crash will see to it. That he buys a little bit of time, but it's still a 2 for none so far unless Variety falls on the back end.
And he just might because Sanford Soccer shows up. Yeah, descended to madness so you can have that on cooldown. Doesn't even actually get the cooldown
Where
off.
does
My
this
man
team
tried
go?
his best and falls down. If you're asking about the Kings, well, probably to game 3 at this pace, right?
No.
This game's essentially dead even already. Some of the members of Camelot Kings approaching their full build. A couple of them rounding out their 5th item. I mean, it's not often that you're on 5 items in level 13, but it's a siege on the right-hand side.
But Genetics can't go back because an Oni minion has chased him down. And now there's just no Yamoja in this fight. Variety is the only frontliner. Hurrywind has stayed alive.
What happened?
This one seems to be sunsetting a bit here, Mifflin, doesn't it? The Jade Dragons, 5 strong, work their way onto the mid lane. Phoenix, 2 are gone. Big Man Tings and Netrioid still stand, so it's not done until those two have had their say. But it's going to be a 3rd and final Phoenix maybe going down, but the blinks are in. Big Man Tings, goodbye. Camelot Kings, goodbye. Game 2, goodbye. We'll see you up next for Game 3.
Man, well, the Jade Dragons at least made it a little
Miff?
bit quicker this time around. Hey, look, if we got 10 more minutes in there, Dave, I mean it. I think the Camelot Kings could have potentially won a team fight.
A Chiron and a Yamoja, right? It feels like they can just kind of pick and choose when they do and don't want to fight.
But it's not even the Jade Dragons' job to get aggressive. PBM picks a more early game-centric support so that he can just match the output.
What is that reaction time from Netrioid? The beads won't be enough here. Sanford Soccer down the lane. First blood over to the Jade Dragons. Could be 2, but a big taunt in from Captain Twig could continue the onslaught here for the Camelot Kings as he found one. He sure has. Amidst all the chaos, Captain Twig finds himself a kill, but it's the up-down from PBM to slow things down here, and Genetics gets kicked off onto the back, and here's you're finding some of that value from the Mannequin Scepter. Mifflin, could the last bit of burn be enough? Captain Twig's got himself a double. Watch out, Big Man Tings from the mid lane. He's found Sanford Soccer.
But Sam with the juke shoes able to avoid the first ability. No, ultimate slam. Twig fumbling it here a little bit in game 3. Shame on me for thinking the Jade Dragons wouldn't bring the fight throughout the early game, but and tier 2 tower on the opposition side, that's really the only way to stop it.
Oh no, PBM, he's already used his drop kick here and his ultimate, but he'll use his last bit of escape to try to stay alive here. The Taiko drums from Big Man Tings. The last shot is no good, but Captain Twig looking at his 3rd, and he's got a killing spree 6 minutes into this game. A taunt on Hurrywind immediately gets beads out. Hurrywind does not have his ultimate to continue. Sanford Soccer flies through the mid lane, doesn't connect with the ultimate, but Panda Cat is there in order to find the last bit of damage. 1-for-1 trade in the mid.
Man, Camelot Kings are trying to do their best Jade Dragons Game 2 impression by maintaining this pace, and the Dragons not one to let it go without a fight, but the game does at the end of the day, 6 minutes in.
A Mercury up against an Erlong Shen, Captain Twig and Sanford Soccer exchanging blows, and there's a chance for Captain Twig to do more of that here around this purple buff. The pin would have connected, but Panda Cat had the beads going. Successful invade, but successful in the sense that the Camelot Kings got the purple buff. Will they pay with it? With their lives, Captain Twig locked into place, tossed aside by PBM. The last bit of damage from Panda Cat is in time as Hurrywind supplies an assist.
Man, Panda Cat so brave to step back forward, nearly falls down. Hurrywind chasing out Genetics. The Riptide creates a little bit of space, but there's no way he gets out of this one. Hurrywind jumps forward, and a couple of autos is all it's going to take. PBM does it. Nice jump.
Yeah, but watch out now. Big man Tings is starting to rotate over. Should be in range here. Has the Taiko drums. Netrioid does not have mana. Thunder Crash to get himself within range. Raiju is in, but look at the kickback from PBM and then the leap away, and that should be enough to disengage this fight. Well played for Polar Mike. Oh no, but Panda Cat, the little rocket around the corner got me all excited, but not enough range, and this one will finally come to an end to maintain level equity. But this time it's Captain Twig, shot out of a cannon, all 4 of the kills for his team. That's going to give the Greater Scorpion a good look here. The stealth is the Danzaburo as Panda Cat closes the gap and Mercury flies on through. Second kill of the game for second death of the game for Captain Twig, but it's a double kill for Panda Cat. 4-1 is the Jade Dragons Hunter.
Bro, they're just fighting all the time. They don't stop. Jade Dragons draft a later game team and say, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Traditional smite knowledge be damned. We're just going to go ahead and start swinging. And it's working? Question mark? It's absolutely nuts to me that they've been...
Yeah, 3-level difference over in duo lane is going to be difficult for Netrioid, and we've already seen that he can get tower dove. Look at Sanford Soccer here. He's chilling. He's walking down lane right now, and Panda Cat's going to find Netrioid over on that purple buff. And if Sanford Soccer is in range to capitalize, of course he is.
This is so messed up, bro. Leave him alone!
You gotta laugh at some point. Netrioid 0-3.
And it is exactly just that, a journey of 1,000 steps. It's gonna be tough rolling for the Camelot Kings.
Especially if this one goes successfully for Sanford Soccer and Fineokay. Solo lane has largely been the lane that's been left untouched here so far this game. Variety will have to use Lord of the Afterlife to leap away, but 3 members of the Jade Dragons are going to get involved here. Hurrywind will eat the slow and instead chooses to run away because now it's Big Man Tings making his way into this fight. The Aegis finding some good value there for Hurrywind, but so will the Escape. Variety with the range damage actually picks up a kill, and it's the Camelot Kings who are swinging first now in this fight. PBM finds big drop kick value here on the back end. Horrific Emblem as well, slowing down the Camelot Kings, and it's the Camelot Kings looking more comfortable.
Okay, Captain Twig picks up PBM. The fight continues. Sanford Soccer bites off more than Pikachu. Big Man Tings takes down his life, but Fineokay able to get Twig.
What happens here? The Jade Dragons feel like, get out of the rocket! Around the corner comes Panda Cat. My man is a level 17 Danzaburo, taunting Variety back in, but he's a level 17 Danzaburo on his own. No need Fury down to half HP. Jade Dragons doing this one quickly. Genetics will be cleansed out thanks to his ADC. And Variety, the Osiris, feeling confidence, got 3 tethered in with him, and both solo laners doing the same thing, fighting with the entirety of the enemy team's roster. Fineokay the first to leave, but Variety the first to die. The Jade Dragons have found the opening kill. Fineokay could survive here if Captain Twig can't find the damage, and he cannot. Now instead it's the re-engage from the rest of the Jade Dragons on the right-hand side. Big Man Tings has been caught out. Big time fight for the Jade Dragons to regain the lead.
Genetics isolated, you might as well put his tombstone down now. Fineokay able to pick up that kill all over the Oni Fury. Camelot Kings step up to defend. Jade Dragons hadn't even pulled it yet, man. It's just legitimately a head scratcher there on why they're willing to take such a disjointed fight. The Camelot Kings at this deficit have to remain grouped if they want to win out on these engagements, and so far they have not.
But depending on the target choice here from Sanford Soccer, could be necessary against the jungler as well. Though, if Sanford Soccer had his way, he would just ult Netrioid or Big Man Tings every single time, then 2-shot him in the back line. Variety's the one engaged on now, but he won't be too worried about it. Sustaining himself back up thanks to the Stone of Gaia, and he'll be full HP on the back end of the small skirmish.
Yeah, dropkick is an initiation on a Variety. Just cannot work. That Stone of Gaia passive working for him, but with it down, a little bit easier to get him.
Yeah, 30 seconds away from that passive. Coming back up, Polar Bear Mike has found Variety. A flyby from Sanford Soccer. Trying to crit down Netrioid, but unable to do so as Netrioid dashes away. The Camelot Kings on disengage mode. And they've got to do it quickly. Captain Twig, 9 turns blessing.
Nice
will
transform.
the heal be enough? Not yet. Fineokay finds one. Panda Cat with the next. And the onslaught continues here. The Jade Dragons will find 3.
Just crushed him on that engagement. I thought it was strange that the Jade Dragons were deciding to continually engage on a Variety, but they knew once they were able to remove Variety from the fight, it opens up the door. Close gap on a Genetics, close gap on the Captain Twig. No peel coming their way, makes for easy shutdowns. 3 for 0 in favor of the Jade Dragons. And Fire Giant at the 23-minute mark, that's free food.
With the game Panda Cat is having as well, we've given Sanford Soccer a good shout out. Panda Cat is 6-1-6. This Danzaburo has consistently been connecting throughout this game. Unless the Kings have a way to get in there into the backline, it's going to be so hard. Maybe that's the way. Maybe it's a 3-man
Huge
con
ult!
from Captain Twig. Big damage coming through from big man Tings. Netroid finds the opening kill, and it's Hurrywind that goes down. Fineokay, though, returns the favor, and Netroid falls in reply. It's a big-time roar now, forcing Genetics on back. Panda Cat's still alive, and that means the Phoenix will fall.
3-man 9 turns blessing into a 3-man River's Rebuke is what is able to slow down the push of the Jade Dragons, and that's all it did was slow it
yep.
down. They got Hurrywind, but still 4-man core
No
of the Jade Dragons, relatively healthy, still could look for a fight here.
Sanford Soccer being looked at by Variety. PBM drop kicks Variety into Sanford Soccer. Sanford Soccer will dash away. Beads is out the stun, sensing that the Osiris would have enough damage to finish off this Mercury, despite it being 27 minutes in. Now the rest of the Jade Dragons collapse in. No Hunter for one side, no mid laner for the other. Captain Twig dies to Sanford Soccer, and there's a stun connecting onto Variety as well. And how fast will that Osiris melt? Not fast enough, but the Jade Dragons have other thoughts in mind.
Yeah, that thought is big man Ting. Sanford Soccer picks up his second one, and this route should spell the end of Variety, but a nice Riptide buys him some time.
Sanford Soccer a few crits away from a triple kill, but the Jade Dragons not concerned about multi-kills. Instead, they're worried about Game 3. They're worried about this set, and they're just a bit of damage away from locking it in. Netroid, he's respawned. He's found the first kill. The Titan has found another. Sanford Soccer working in. Netroid's got big. Triple kill for Netroid, but Panda Cat's in it. He's unstoppable. Has to use the Aegis. Can he out DPS the
Oh my God.
And the Jade Dragons will take Game 3.